Hi Sagittarius, this is Kay and you're on the Collective Soul Tarot channel. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to your reading. This is a brand new round of reading starting with you. We're doing it slightly different. I'm not using the Lenormand style Intuit Oracle, just regular Oracle cards and a Ruin card, and then we'll go from there with the tarot. So let's find out that in that way we're not really doing past, present, and near future. Let's find out what's going on with you, or what's going to be going on with you, okay? Very happy to be here with you guys today. I hope you're doing well. And please like and subscribe if it resonates with you. Thanks for coming by to watch the video. Hey. Alright, what we've got to start off with, we have my home is my castle. Your home is your castle. Someplace. Your home is someplace where you feel, you know, safe, secure, and, you know, possibly the boss kind of thing, you know. A place where you feel like you can let your hair down, for example, and relax. And know that the world, the outside world, is outside of your castle, your domain, and you don't have to worry about it when you're inside. That you're safe and you're secure and you're in familiar surroundings, and it feels really, really, really good. Really good. That maybe you're somebody, Sagittarius, who is, you know, more of a homebody. Maybe you work from home. And that's, you know, you're like the leader, the boss figure in the home with the family. Possibly, whether you're the woman or the man in the house with kids or whatever, you might be the one who takes care of a lot of things around the house, paying the bills, cleaning the house, making dinner, or at least sharing that, and doing laundry. Just type of person, if you got pets, you are the main caregiver. You make sure that if they're not well, you make sure that you get the appointment with the veterinarian, or take the pet to the veterinarian. Like, make sure these things are done. Bills are paid on time, taxes are paid on time, stuff like that. Very good. So, very domestic. Let's find out. And like I said, you could be working from home. Might have a small business. Alright, you might even be a tarot card reader like myself. Here's the Ruin. The Ruin is the Hagalaz Rune. I do believe that that's a pretty good, what do you call it? Energy? Yeah. Remember, I can't talk and do things, think and do things all at the same time. So here, the Hagalaz Rune is hail and thunderstorm. It's a time of change, loss of the usual way of life, unexpected events and circumstances. Well, as far as I'm concerned, that's positive, but that's a Sagittarian in me, and which is interesting because I'm doing reading for a Sagittarian. A change to me, being a Sagittarius, is like something that is not necessarily, I wouldn't say it's not scary, and possibly threatening to me. I ultimately welcome it, because I cannot endure boredom. You know, the same old, the routine. There's certain routines that I must keep, because that's what helps us kind of get organized in the day or the morning before work and stuff like that. There's certain routines, and then you have certain routines before you go to bed and all that sort of stuff that helps you go to sleep at night. So there are routines that I live with because I know they're helpful. But otherwise, any other kind of ritual or routine, it just, to do it for too long, that's why I'm changing up the reading, the way I'm doing it. I'm not changing it drastically, but enough to say I'm doing it a little bit differently. Because I'm not doing past, present, and future. And I'm not using that Intuit Oracle deck anymore. Well, right now anyways, right? So it's time for change. Loss of the usual way of life. So unexpected events and circumstances. So it looks really, really promising. As far as I can see, Sagittarius, it looks promising. And you're a fire sign. You will like really go for spontaneity and for, you know, just changing things up and living life on the edge, and you know, sort of like expecting things to be unexpected. Yeah, it makes you feel alive. Does. We always, well, at least I do, I always like to see things come to me as a pleasant surprise, right? I don't want to have to live my day thinking that every day is going to be the same. That something's got to be a little different. Got to have a little spice in there, right? Okay, so we've got your home, and that you're comfortable in it, and it's someplace where you feel safe and secure, and you might be the boss in it, you know? The castle, right? Boss of the castle, the king of the castle, or the queen of the castle. But you're also, this is going to be changing, so it's kind of like the tower energy, the Hagalas here, with the lightning and bolts and thunder and stuff shaking things up. Big change coming about, Sagittarian, for you. So let's get a what do you call this thing? Major Arcana card. See if it can give us more of a clue what we're talking about here. So we're looking to change. Something's changing. Opportunity is coming. With the Magician. Whoa, wow. The Magician. So you got all that you need is what the Tarot is telling you, the Divine is telling you right now. You have everything, all the resources that you need to be able to see you through this change, these unexpected changes. What was the exact words again? Time of change, loss of the usual way of life, unexpected events and circumstances. Yeah. So through the unexpected events and circumstances, loss of the usual way of life, you know, the way you live your life routinely or from day to day, things are going to change up a bit, and you've got everything that you need in order for you to successfully manage this. Now, the Magician card in the Tarot was often kind of depicting the Emperor energy, somebody who is in control and taking charge by, you know, because you have, with the Emperor, you have all four kings' attributes, you know, qualities in the Emperor. Plus, they are a master because they have mastered their ability to be emotionally balanced, intellectually, emotionally balanced, and that makes them a master manifester. Because they're not just the cups, they're not just the swords, they're not just the wands, not just the pentacle. They're all of those things. So the pentacle, the sword, the wand, and the cup is right there. Yeah. So they have it all. And that makes them very, very powerful. So that you are standing in your power, Sagittarius. Even if you don't recognize it right now, you are standing in your power. You're capable of great things. You're capable of having experiences that are going to be interesting to you at the very least, and may be very fun and welcomed. So then we have the 12 card, which is, the 12 card is the, what is the card? 12 card. I see here, 12 card. Hang on, guys. This one doesn't give you any information on the deck. The 12th card is, I got this all written out, the Wheel of Life? I don't know. The Hanged Man. It's more what I'm thinking it is. The Hanged Man, yeah. Yeah, it's the Hanged Man. I'm pretty sure that's the Hanged Man, because they're hanging from, it's got two heads, right? But it's got some lines going here, which I suspect is either they're sitting on a swing or hanging from some kind of puppet lines, you know? The Hanged Man. That's feeling stuck. That's feeling like you've been sacrificing. Maybe your happiness or your, like I said, your fire. Sacrificing your desires and passions to move forward instead of sitting settled in your castle, living the day out, day in and day out, pretty much the same, with not much going on in between, you know, now and, you know, the next decade kind of thing. So it's kind of, I think, Sagittarian, what we're finding out here is that there's something going on that's going to happen that is changing up because you've sacrificed enough. You have stayed stagnant enough. You have stayed stuck enough. You have, the Hangman is the energy of seeing things differently, and you've been able to look at your life in a way that is smart, that is wise, that is beyond your years kind of thing. You're able to look at your life in a way that you're seeing it with respect, but only, and not only that, but for purpose, with purpose, that you have a purpose. That you might have had to put something either on the back burner or to let it go completely, that you might have had your eye on, maybe a little obsessed with something, that was really kind of holding you back. It was, and to you it would be like the two-headed monster, you know. It becomes the two-headed monster, or the cross that you bared, or you bore, I don't know what it is, bared, the cross that you, you know, it was something that was very burdensome and heavy, a lot of pressure that you put on yourself in order for you to have it or to acquire it. It was going to cost you a lot, and it wasn't necessarily where the divine wanted to see you go. And so you might have given up on something, let something go, and that's like changing up your whole life now, because you changed your energy. It may not be even something that's tangible, that you actually had to say, well, it was a car I was wanting to buy. Well, you let go of the idea of buying a car. It might not be something tangible like that, but it's just the idea of having, what was the idea? What was the why for wanting the car, that particular car that you might have been obsessed with having, right? Just an example. Okay, so it's like, once you give up and say, you might, you know, wise up and say, you know what, first of all, I really don't need that car right now. I'm okay as I am. And second of all, I don't need that particular car. And the only reason why I wanted that particular car was because I wanted to be seen in that particular car. It might have been a Lexus. It might have been a Mercedes, maybe a Porsche. It might have been something that was going to cost a lot of money, and it was all about, mostly all about status. That you'd be seen in a beautiful car like that, other people would just salivate over, wishing they could have it too. And you kind of came to a realization that the why did you want it? The underlying why was not necessarily the kind of reason for moving forward in a way that is going to guarantee, or at least promise you, more prosperity and abundance. I mean, you think about it, right? If you buy a Porsche, how much money do you have to put out for that? If it's on a payment plan, you're paying, what, $600, maybe probably $1,000? I would say probably a couple $1,000 a month for a Porsche. I don't know. But that's a lot of money. And it's like, you gotta, you know, the insurance will then be more than your regular vehicle. You'd have to make sure that it's got a parking space where you can protect it. It's something that you're not even going to want to take to the grocery store, because you don't want to park it in a place where another person is going to open their car door up and ding it. You know, it's a lot of worry and concern over something because of the amount of money it's going to set you back, the amount of money you have to commit to it, and just your whole attraction to it, that you wouldn't want to see even one little tiny scratch or a ding on it, because it would just mess up the whole beauty of the look, of the appearance of the car. It would break your heart to see it, you know. So you might have said no to, you know, I think I'll give this a rethink. I'll look into maybe getting a Volvo, you know, something else. But it's going to be more practical, and you won't have to worry as much, and it won't be as much of a financial put out from initially putting out a deposit on something like that, and then the payments on it if you can't afford to buy it outright. So by wising up and understanding what your why is for something, you actually made your energy change, which means you're going to have some unexpected surprises, good stuff. You're the magician. Because you have alchemized your energy into the energy that says, I'm not going to sacrifice my happiness or my well-being or my financial, mine or my family's possibly financial outlook by just because I have to have that car. I'm not going to do that. I've decided I'm not going to do that. I'd love to have that car. I really would, and it just breaks my heart to say that I'm going to give it up. I'm going to give it up. Could be like a relationship that you've been wanting to have with somebody. Same thing. You don't want to really give up on it, but it's not happening. It's not transpiring. You're not coming together with this person. Things are not working out between the two of you. And you don't really want to give up on it, but it's kind of like when I need to give up. It's like, how much longer do I wait? From 1 week to 1 month to the next month, and the years. How long do I wait before I say, it's enough is enough, this ain't happening? So I'm not getting anywhere. Not getting any further along with achieving that particular goal, right? So you let go of it. You finally let go of it, and it's not something that you easily let go of, but it's like, I've got to, for my own sanity, I have to say goodbye to that dream or whatever, because I was, the sacrifices were too great for me. I wasn't moving on in life. I was stuck in a waiting game for when I built to buy that vehicle, because I wanted the status. I wanted people to ogle and salivate over my car as I drove by very, very slowly. Or I was holding myself back from meeting other potential suitors, people you be attracted to, that be attracted to you, because you've got your eye on someone else, a relationship on someone, your eye on another relationship. So that's what I got with that so far. All right. So this is Hagalas. It's the energy. The Hagalas is it's bittersweet, I guess. It's bittersweet. You got to kind of let go of a dream, because you have to wise up. You have to realize what's practical and what's doable right now. Doesn't mean it's not going to be practical or doable later on, but just right now it's not. There's something else you're to be going towards, moving towards. Maybe you're moving to another location, another state, another country. And it's something that you're going to have to give up your current home and residence for, that you love. You may love your home. You may love where you live. You may love your yard. You may love the community or the town or the city that you live in. You just may love it so much that it's gonna be heartbreaking for you to leave it behind. Because when you sell your home, it's always generally seems like people who buy it from you are not going to respect everything that you have added to it. Like especially when it comes to landscaping, right? Tell me who realizes that, who understands that. Put your hand up, Sagittarius, because my husband and I, we have every place that we lived, we've improved the property, because we love to garden and landscape, and we make beautiful property because we have beautiful trees and flowers and shrubs and you name it. It's very well taken care of, and so forth and so on. When we sell it, it looks so good to people. People want to come by and check the property out. They think, oh, that's a gorgeous place. But they don't realize what it takes to make sure it stays like that. Or they do, and they don't care. And when they buy the property, of course, it never, the trees start dying and the shrubs, and flowers and stuff like that. If we don't want to come back and look at our property, because we know from experience that when we do that, it's going to look totally different than the way we left it and the way we nurtured it. So we don't want to break our hearts by seeing how a beautiful tree that we cherished and were nurturing and growing, it was blooming beautifully in the spring and all that sort of stuff. We don't want to see that it's actually dying or dead, or they cut it down, right? That would break our heart. So, 10 of Pentacles, here we go, 10 of Pentacles, some kind of long-term commitment. I think that the next thing that you're going to be moving towards is something that is going to be a longevity thing. You know, so if you're moving, you're going to be moving to a place that you may stay there for, you know, the rest of your life. Okay, so you can add all your beauty and nurturing to that piece of property, because the only way you're leaving that property is through a casket, a coffin, right? So you don't have to worry about these things after death, right? So if it's a relationship, you're going to be very happy in a relationship with somebody that is not the one that you're waiting on before. Okay. If it's like, what did I say, the car, you're going to have all the money you need in order for you to commit it towards anything, not just the car. You might even totally decide by that time that, nah, you don't want a Porsche. You know, that was then, this is now. Page of Cups, wow. Okay, so that's a brand new page, that's a new life, filling up your cup with stars. It says it's stars and, magic, really. Filling up your cup with all things fun or love, loving. You just are, you got this Page of Cup energy where it's, you're feeling like you're on a new, you're in a new chapter. You turn the page and it's going to be the type of new chapter, new page that you're going to love. You're going to enjoy this. You got 10 of Pentacles and the Page of Cups right beside each other. The Page of Wands, well, look at that. Page of Wands, that's like all about news, new news, right? But it's about passion, excitement, adventure. It's like, this is like, I'm loving my new life. I'm loving that I've given up sacrificing what I've been sacrificing. I've been sacrificing all of this moving forward. And that's what I've been sacrificing by hanging on to something. The home, my castle. And this could also feature the fact that it's a mindset. The way you've been thinking about something. A perspective. The home is your castle. Something that you said, this is what I think, this is what I believe, and I'm not changing it. It serves me right now. Is it really serving you, though? Right? The why. What's the why? Why do you believe that? Why do you not want to, allow yourself to be a little bit more adaptable or flexible in the way you think about something? Because this is what you're finding out now is what you're sacrificing. Right here. You've got all the tools to have all that and this is it. But you had essentially put a stamp on it and said, no, I don't want all that good stuff. I don't want all that good stuff. Are you crazy? I don't want all that good stuff. Yeah, so that's kind of what we're looking at here with those cards. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles. Ooh-wee! That's living in the lap of luxury. Besides being, this is pre-Empress. Besides being the Empress, you could be a masculine watching this, Sagittarius, and just because the Nine of Pentacles, even though it says it's pre-Empress, it is still the Nine of Pentacles, and that doesn't matter that there's a woman in the card. It's just for both genders. Okay, it's just energy. So, Nine of Pentacles is standing in your element, for one thing, being very aligned, balanced, centered, and focused on the good things in life. See all the pentacles? I mean, my God, there's only 10 pentacles after 9, and you already got that. So you may be spending a pentacle, right? To be able to live the life of, basically being surrounded by prosperity and abundance, having a very prosperous and abundant life, loving your life, feeling exciting, going on adventures. You know, it's like Sagittarian, you want adventures. You love to do things, especially traveling. You love that sort of thing. You just like the newness of things, the newness. And then there's death and, major change and transformation, the death card. That's you, like, man, you are like, you're putting things to bed. You're done with something, saying, okay, you're putting it to the end, you're putting an end to it, put a stamp on it and said, I'm done with that. The end, and because I have these changes, this transformation that I'm making. 5 of Pentacles, so no more looking out from the outside, looking in. You're not going to be looking in the energy where you might have been before, right? Looking in the energy that, that's what I want, but I don't have it. I'm lacking it. The relationship that you wanted. You're looking from the outside in, and you've seen other people having these great relationships. They're with people that they want to be with. They've chosen to be with. And you're not with that person that you choose to be with. Although you want to be, you're not. It's like the car, too. I don't quite have enough pentacles, because it doesn't come till after. I don't have enough pentacles to get the car I really want to have, or the house. And what was the other one? The other scenario, you know what I'm talking about anyways. It's just a matter of you are no longer standing on the outside looking in on your life. You're actually living your life. You've transformed things. You've changed things for yourself in such a magnificent way. With the Star, oh my goodness, wish fulfilled, wish granted. So what is it? Let's say, you are relocating. That's the other one, relocating. And you may be relocating from a place where you can't stand the weather, or even though you love your house, you love your yard, you love your community, you can't stand the weather. Maybe it's too rainy, or maybe it's too much sun, it's too hot, or too cold in the winter, whatever. But you're going to move to some place that's more temperate, I guess. Maybe you'll have 4 seasons instead of just being always sun and heat, or always rain and cloud and rain. You're going to have more of the 4 seasons. They're going to be pronounced. They're going to be their own. You know what I'm saying? They have their own significant phase of the type of life. If it's winter, you're going to have snow and some cold temperatures. If it's summer, you're going to have sun and hot temperatures. Not all the time. Like not from day to day, week to week kind of thing, month to month. When it's autumn, you're going to see the leaves turn a beautiful color, different colors, and the leaves are going to fall, which you're going to have to rake and put up, maybe burn, and so forth and so on. Spring. So you're going to have, if you are relocating, you're going to move to a place where like the example, you're going to move to a place where you have the 4 seasons. It's a wish fulfillment for you, because that's been something you've been waiting and wanting to have, because what you have right now has been making you feel lack, in the sense that if you're living in a place where there's too much sun and there's not enough of these designated seasons, designated seasons that you can tell one season from the next, then you're feeling like you are missing out on, like winter, the winter months, the snow, building snowmen, maybe if you got grandchildren, going sledding down the snow, the hill kind of thing, stuff like that. You've just been missing out on life because a certain season doesn't really show up for you. And if it's like a rainy, cloudy, rainy kind of season where it's not necessarily ever really hot, but it's never really too cold either, you're missing out on having that heat so that you can just sit outside and have a barbecue and put off on, because it's hot enough out that the mosquitoes want to come out to play too in the sun. I don't think they really do, but just go along with my analogy. But yeah, it's that kind of thing, is that you're not going to be wanting anymore, because you got your your wish has been granted. Yes, and then we have the Six of Wands. We'll talk about victory and success. There's your victory and success. You are not only feeling very, very lucky and great where you're at, or whatever it is that you're experiencing with all your money, the love, the fresh love you have for your life, the fresh adventures you have for your life, things that are exciting. Let's say you move, like me, for example, I moved from hot southern weather to the mountains of Colorado. And now I've got mountains all around me, which is something I used to live in before I moved to the south. So I get back into the mountains. I can go hiking. I can go camp by the river, or you know, I don't know, what would you do? We would do all these historical, go out and look at all these historical places in Colorado. There's the white sands dunes, and just all sorts of other things that I can't think of right now that I know are going to be very fun and interesting to do. Okay? Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's victory and success to me as far as I'm concerned. I'm going to be able to live my life outside now, you see? Because where I'm living my life now, it's me in my house 24/7, because I work from home, and I'm not going to go out. It's July, and it's July, the end of July in particular, and the beginning of August is like the hottest time around here. Oh my goodness. So I stay indoors. Even have to go out and water the lawn and the flowers, the trees, the bushes and stuff like that is almost unbearable for me. So anyways, the point here is that you're going to be very happy, feeling successful, that you've achieved something which you would not have achieved, Sagittarius, if you didn't let go, let something change for yourself, to quit sacrificing all this great stuff that's coming your way. This is what you've been doing. Stayed in that energy of I want this, I want that. Oh, and talking about the Emperor, right? The Emperor energy with the Magician, there you are. You're, God. And you could be a woman in your Emperor energy, okay? Because it's just energy. You're taking charge, taking control. You are leading your life now instead of letting your life lead you. Basically letting your mindset or your wishes of wanting a certain relationship with somebody, or wanting that car, wanting to be somewhere else that you're not, you realize you're not, you're feeling like you're in lack. Instead of being in lack-mindedness anymore, instead of that, you're being in wish fulfillment mindedness energy, which makes you an emperor. It could be an empress too, but it comes out as an emperor here. Very victorious, very successful. Other people might even actually awe you or be jealous of all that you're living now, all that you have now. You have 10 of Pentacles, Page of Cups, Page of Wands, 9 of Pentacles, the death and transformation, which is always to the better, always. You've got the Star card, the 6 of Wands, and now we have the Emperor with the Chariot, the Queen of Wands. Yeah, take your pick, right? Queen of Wands, taking action, living your fiery life. This is you right here. Right here. Sagittarius, you're the Queen of Wands. That's you. As the Emperor, going to town in your balanced energy is Chariot. You're moving. You're moving. And it's fast movement. In most cases, when it comes to Chariot, it could be travel, it could be relocation, it could be just simply moving energy. Okay, mindset and all that sort of stuff. But if it's the Chariot's usually across land. It's not the type of movement where you're going to be, jumping on a plane and going across the sea to another country across the way. So if for the one like myself, it would be like I'm going to be moving, taking charge, taking control of my life, because I have all this really excellent energy that's coming my way now, because I've given up on sacrificing and feeling the lack, because I kept sacrificing. As I keep sacrificing, I keep experiencing the lack. It's just the way it works. Energy, the same energy attracts the same energy. You know, so if you're feeling lack in some area of your life, then try to flip that. Do a 180 on it and not feel it, because as you're feeling lack in it, you're actually attracting more reasons, more experiences that are going to prove to you that yes, you're right, you do lack it. You're right, you're always right. The universe says you're always right. It doesn't discern whether what your magnet is of your heart and your mind together, working together. It doesn't discern whether it's coming, the frequency coming from it, the magnetic frequency coming from it is positive or negative, good or bad. It will give you everything that you think you are. So if you think you're an emperor and the Queen of Wands, then you are the Emperor and the Queen of Wands. That's the end of it. So guys, I hope this was helpful. An exciting reading. I love it for you guys. So please like and subscribe if this hits a resonant bone for you, and take care of yourself till next time. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye for now.